Because I think we should let people think about what we've said. And
Yes.
obviously, we've spoken about life-changing stuff today. And like, to be honest, like, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone's part of the family, and everyone's been hurt in different ways. And like, hopefully, people listen to our conversation and be encouraged and actually think about how they can be more intentional about realizing that being part of a family is life-changing stuff. 40 weeks for men. 40 weeks for men. 40 weeks for men. So you and me are gonna carry on talking. Today we're talking about life-changing stuff. So
Sounds good.
like being part of a family, life-changing stuff. So I did this extensively on the 40 Weeks for Men podcast at week 5 of development. So
Yeah.
you and me are gonna talk about that today. Obviously, me
Okay.
and you, the cousins, we're gonna just talk about that and see what we can say about it and encourage each other. Obviously, last week we did mental health, so this week we're gonna do life changing stuff.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Good. So to kick us off, I just wanted to ask, what do you know about being part of a family? How has that changed your life?
You just know that you have like friends for life in a way through the good and
Yeah,
bad. Um, Obviously, I didn't. When I was younger, you might take it for granted a little bit more,
yeah, I agree.
because you have friends, quote unquote friends. Um, at that time, they are your friends, and I'm sure they are still your friends now. But um, when people are similar to your age and like to your thought process, because your family, you don't choose, right? Your family,
Yeah,
you're
true.
born in,
You
you're
get
you're
born
born
into that
into. So
point.
sometimes you might not actually have things in common apart from the blood that you have, right, with your
Yeah,
family.
good point.
So you with a family, you actually have to um learn certain things, certain traits that that your family are into, and understand your family a bit better than friends. Friends,
Yeah, good
you kind of
point.
choose your friends, so you kind of take it for granted. But as you get older, you realize your family's there as a team,
Yeah,
there for life.
consistent.
And like you kind of like grow with your family as years go on, because
Yeah,
or it depends. If you have a good relationship with your family, then you kind of grow with them as life goes on, because it's not
yeah.
easy through the good and bad, especially if you live with them. It's
Mm.
more of a conscious effort with your family. With your friends, you kind of just you go through the times as you it's more proximity with them, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
at school, you're doing these events. But with your family, it's more you have to try a little bit. You have to try a
You've
little
got
bit
to
more.
try a bit. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
What
I
about
think,
you?
yeah, for the people listening, I was gonna say, cause how do we try harder? What do we do? Because like life is busy. There's so many
Yeah,
things to do. But what do we do to like be intentional about trying hard with our families, do you think?
just have to it goes always really always not both always it goes. You've got to like make time. You've got to go to events that you might not normally want to go to, or put away your friends for your family, and like maybe make a more of
Yeah,
an effort with your family, see what they like, how they're doing, dislikes, just
yeah.
just open talking really, like spending time just eating with them.
Yeah,
Um,
good point, man.
or like just going to little family events, which I didn't do as much as I was younger, because I was out with my friends a bit more.
Yeah.
I say now I'm more at home, so I'm seeing my family a little bit more, and
Mm.
spending time with them a little bit more. But as you said, we're busy, even busier now. We have
We're busy. Yeah.
even less free time now. So, but little moments you make with your family, I think they all appreciate it when you spend a little bit of time with them.
Yeah, good point, cause good point. So obviously I did this whole life-changing stuff thing from my dad's point of view. Because
Yeah,
like obviously I've got the little kids and like they've become part of my family. And I feel like I don't know, some dads really plan for their kids. But a lot of dads just get thrown into it and they have their
yeah.
child
Hmm.
and their family grows just like randomly. And yeah, how do we like do you think be intentional about forming and forging those relationships that we're not always ready for, I think.
Interesting question. I think just being present, really, honestly.
Being present
I
in it.
think being present is the most simple way I can put it. Just being there, that just obviously work is work, but like trying to get to the sports days, trying
Yeah,
to
you did.
do bath time with them or reading time, like with them, just the simple things, cooking with them, for
Yeah.
them, just
Yeah.
taking them to school. Do you know what I mean? Bringing them back from school. You know what I mean? Asking them how their day was, playing little games with them. These little things matter in the long terms. They will remember it. You might not, because you've got so much going on. But the little
Yeah.
kids, just talking to them, having a little, spending time, like even with Ava, like we went on holiday together, like just
Yeah.
we were talking on the coach, and like I could have just slept on the coach on the way to where we went, but
Yeah.
we were talking about just stuff about school, and like what she liked. She liked swimming, if she's enjoyed the time, the sun, the summer holidays, stuff like that is intentional to me.
Intentional on it. Yeah, that's key. I agree with you because I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm always saying that. You really like that's true what you said. Like we can take our family for granted because they're always
Hmm.
there
Yeah.
and they're gonna be there. So like I think hopefully I will go out of my way to be with my family and hopefully those that listen will go out their way to be more with their families as well. And it's realizing actually like having a kid, having a child is like a time in life where you really start thinking more about family. You
Yeah.
start thinking more about why do I do what I do? And I'm actually
Mm.
doing this well. But yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, I agree. I think you've got to be present. I think you've got to be present. That's the only way to really be intentional about family time because it is life changing stuff. Having a kid is life changing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Question
definitely.
for you.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
does
go on,
change.
go on, cuz.
I'm sure it changed your mindset, like in terms of just being with, like, your immediate family, just like
Yeah,
cherishing them more, and like just, yeah, like what you said, why you do what you do, and
yeah,
you're not just doing it for yourself anymore.
yeah. Good point. Good point. So I wanted to ask you a personal question. So obviously, you and me are quite similar in the sense that we're both got a very similar heritage, and like we're raised by our parents. But like obviously, like let's think about how being part of a family was life changing for you and me. So, like, what were some of the good things about you and me growing up, do you think?
But us together or
Yeah,
separate?
together, and like, obviously, like, in my mind, we were in Nigerian households.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Just the community that we had, there was
Yeah,
always someone to talk to.
yeah,
There's always like we grew up with a lot of young people around us, so there's a lot of
true, true.
parties, and like you lived down the road from me, and like
Yeah,
um
true.
it was someone that I could confide in and like have fun with,
Yeah,
um someone that
live
was
life
I
with.
had, like, yeah, exactly, a friend that was always there, that that wasn't like, maybe weren't my brother or sister, but it was like you basically were my brother.
Yeah, I
Basically,
understand
I'm my
that.
brother, basically. So it's
Yeah,
like someone that I can just be around with and just be myself with, and just
yeah,
no prejudice. Or like I said, with similar background, and like we could talk about similar experiences, the discipline that we had,
mm,
and like just just pure joy, really. It was a good time. It was a good time. Obviously, we're having fixing and tossing as well, and my sister.
yeah,
We all
yeah.
it felt like one big group of like just fun, a ball of fun. We did quite a lot together.
Yeah, being together was fun, man. So good. So
What
I'm
do you think?
wondering, because obviously, huh? What you say?
What do you think? What do you
Yeah,
think?
what do I think? I think that being part of a family is life changing. I think what can happen sometimes, especially in the modern day, is that we take families for granted because we're always trying to get things done.
Yeah.
When like, okay, the family's gonna just be there. In my mind, so I know not everyone's like this, but in my mind, I think things have changed a lot from when you and me were young to
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
now that Ava is growing up.
yeah.
I'm
Of
like,
course.
darling, not intentional about spending time with family. It's
Mm,
not gonna happen. We'll
yeah,
all just be on our little islands doing our own little thing. And like, I
yeah,
really think it's really important because, like, now you and me, like mid 30s, we're living and like we still talk about things together. And,
yeah.
we're doing this podcast thing. But like, if we didn't grow up together, I doubt we'd be doing this.
That's true.
Like,
We've
yeah,
built up the rapport and like
we built it.
emotional emotional stamina.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, emotional stamina. And like, I think that what can happen is that we take for granted those relationships until we realize, oh yeah, I'm an adult and I really got no one. And like my fear is that what's it? What do they call it? Generation Z, the new
Mm.
people. My fear is that because those relationships are more so taken for granted, um, they won't see the benefit to them later on in life.
It's
Maybe
already
I'm just
happening. It's already happened. I
it's
think it's
already
already happening.
happening.
It's already happened or happened already, to be honest, mate. Especially with COVID as well.
Yeah, this
Isolated
is it.
people. It
The
made people think.
pandemic, yeah, the
It made
pandemic.
people made people think that you don't really need that to like be around so many people to survive, and many people survived it, so and technology like this, you got cameras, you got
Yeah, good
Zoom,
point.
you got these apps. You're very Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, you feel like you're connected to someone through a phone, but you're really not, and it's like an
Good point.
illusion of options of friends online, which it's not really true. So I feel like people are getting comfortable with that life now, and
Yeah,
sometimes even me, like I am a very social person, but I feel
yeah.
like with this day and age, with working from home as well, I've kind of gone into a different kind of realm, and it's a confusing time a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, cuz. But obviously, like you and me are just saying like connection is important.
Yeah,
But in life, being connected is hard for lots of
yeah.
different reasons.
Mm.
How do you think we can encourage people to connect more?
Um, I feel like people could reach out more. I feel like people should it should be like a two-way street, or
Yeah,
a roundabout, you know? It
yeah,
shouldn't just be one person either way, reaching out to someone, because I know how tiring that can be. It's like your think it's obviously to be selfless is good, but as a person, as me, just speaking from my experience, like
yeah.
every
I'm
time
listening.
if you reach out all the time and you don't feel like someone's reaching back, you're gonna not reach out as much as you do.
Yeah, you
And that's
feel
just me.
like you've been bitten. You're like, this is long.
Because yeah, that's just me. That's just me because I know growing up, like I've always like wanted to be around people and like wanted to connect with people. But when
Mm.
you do that as well, you kind of lose what you need to do and focus. Like I said, we're busy, so if you're not focusing on what
Yeah, it's true.
you're doing, you're gonna get like people always telling me about uh humans. We are always evolving and evolution. If you're not evolved,
Yeah,
and evolution is good because you become a better person, but at the same time it's tiring because you've always got to reinvent a new version of yourself. It's like a rebirth, and it's
yeah.
like re rebirthing yourself is not easy, you know what I mean? Because
Good point.
you got to
Cause
shed off your old self, and
yeah,
like
good point.
so for me, I've kind of I'm not reaching out as much as I used to because I need to evolve into a different person and evolve with life because life is busy. So it's a tricky one, man. You
Mm.
want to you want
Tricky.
to connect with people and you want to like talk with people, but if you're not kind of like getting reciprocation,
It's
it's kind of
hard
hard.
to keep that going. It
It's
is hard.
hard. It's hard. It's
It's
hard because
hard. I agree.
you got stuff to do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Can I say one other thing I think is really helpful?
Yeah. What's
But
that?
I think it's hard though, but it is helpful. It's that living in a place of forgiveness.
Yeah.
So like people, especially family, they will let us down. They will.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
yeah, I'll give it a personal example. So like, my dad is gone now.
Rest in peace.
But
Yeah.
like for yeah, rest in peace. But for a long time, I lived in unforgiveness. And like,
Okay.
I was in pain. So I didn't reach out to him because I was like, this is long, this guy didn't deserve me.
Mm,
And yeah, I was on my little high horse. But I'm so glad that towards the end of his life, like I came to a place of forgiveness and like I came to a place where I wanted to see that relationship reconciled. And I'm being dead honest with you guys. Like towards the end of my dad's life, we were such good friends. Like you remember you at the funeral.
yeah.
Yeah, I said it in my speech. We were such good friends, bro. And like I think that wouldn't have happened unless like I chose to forgive in my heart and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you flopped. But you know what? Let's try and be together and relate.
No, I love that. Love
Yeah,
that you were able to do that, and
yeah,
I feel like I'm able to do that, but I feel like it's taking me with everybody, with every relationship I have, even
mm,
now, it's getting hard. It's I don't know why it's harder for me to forgive a little bit more now. When I feel like I was younger, I was
yeah,
able to just forget and forgive easier. But now I'll be honest with you, as I've got older, no, become a bit of a hard shell, a harder shell. I don't
yeah.
know
That's
why.
honest.
I don't know why, but I just, I mean, not. I've seen other people. You know, when you see other people as well going through things that are a bit older than you, and you look at that as well, you think, okay, you forgive, and you still were chill, treat, you were still been taking the piss out of, and then
Yeah, I
you look,
understand that.
you look at that, and you're thinking, well, even if you forgive, it doesn't really mean that things change.
Yeah,
But I guess it changes for you. I guess in your heart, you are able to breathe. You're able to breathe and love. Um,
yeah.
but that's you're on a definitely on a higher journey, spiritual journey to be able to forgive and just move on, especially when you feel
Yeah,
like someone blocked you. Um,
yeah.
like it's definitely a good thing that you have going there, and
Thanks, guys.
I wish to be in my heart like that. You know, take that as
Well,
well from this for in the long term.
I think you need to give yourself a chance because I don't think it's just you, bruv. It's definitely me, and it's also like other people that be listening to this. Unforgiveness is something that, like you said, takes time. And I think if we're trying, though, if we're trying to deal with that part of our hearts, then I think that the world would be a better place. I think
I agree.
families would be stronger. I think our relationships would be stronger if we could forgive more. But you hit the nail on the head, I'm saying again. You are right in the sense that once bitten, twice shy. Twice bitten, three times bitten, four times bitten,
Yeah,
five times. When you get bitten over and over again, you feel like I'm not going back to this thing.
self-preservation.
Self-preservation, yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
not,
it's a
and it's
balance
not just with
between that.
family. I think it's not even just family. It's just when the world is, 'cause the world is not easy. It's cruel as well
Yeah,
sometimes.
good
It's
point.
lovely, but it can be cruel. So it's like it's not just your family, it's friends, it's work. It's the things that you love even can bite
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
You
good
know,
point, guys.
so it's like you've got to heal. Obviously, you got like in Pokemon, you got to go to the shop and get that healing power.
That's
Um,
it.
but yeah, it's not. Sometimes they're out of it. Sometimes you got to find it yourself and
Good
make it
point,
your own way.
guys. See, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said the light shines the brightest in the darkest places.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Realizing actually, yeah, it's a pretty dire world, pretty dark, but we can do some really good things to bring the light in this
I
world,
agree. I
and
agree.
we can really show some love. And I think that's the way forward for families. Because, like, I'll just tell you something, guys. I know you ain't got no kids yet, but I'll just tell you, there are times that I'm just like, these babies, nah, they get on my nerves.
Hmm.
Like, if I live in that consistently, then I will not generate good relationship with the babies.
Yeah.
after a while we just get so annoyed with each other that
Mm,
we just leave it. Like I think that it's really important to try as much as we can to forgive quickly, not
yeah,
these like a doormat. Like self-preservation is important, but especially with like our close relationships, like family and really close friends, we need to as much as we can try and live in a place of forgiveness and love. But yeah, I
yeah.
guess like that
It
helps
goes,
me think
doesn't it go? It
big
goes
one
both ways
because
though. It goes both ways though, doesn't it? It goes
it does,
both.
it
It
does.
goes both. It goes both ways. You can forgive and wanting to and like move on and stuff. But if someone else doesn't, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, how do you deal with that if someone else doesn't? But here this goes. I think part of the reason of that is because my love for him drew out of him the good stuff.
Mm,
I think that it needs to go both ways, you're right. But like my mom always used to say this as well as some quote. My mom always used to say this. She was like, in any
the answer.
situation, the only person you can control is
Mm,
yourself.
yeah,
And like at the end of the day, yeah, people could flop and they may not be able to reciprocate your love.
yeah.
But like that shouldn't stop you from loving. It
So that's
shouldn't make you better. A hard shell. Like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like me.
No, you're not hard. You're lovely.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm
I
alright.
know life sometimes makes it difficult to realize that, yeah, we need to walk in this. You know, because I think we should let people think about what we said. And
Yes.
obviously, we've spoken about life changing stuff today. And like, to be honest, like, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone's part of the family, and everyone's been hurt in different ways. And like, hopefully, people listen to our conversation and be encouraged and actually think about how they can be more intentional about realizing that being part of a family is life changing stuff and actually realizing actually what they do to foster those relationships
Yeah.
is key. And actually, I'm thinking for myself as well. I'm like, I need to go out of my way to foster my own relationships
Yeah. Exactly.
and live
Exactly.
in forgiveness and love. Yeah. But
It's making
yeah,
me think as well. It's made me think as
good.
well, even more about my own. Like, probably, yeah, need to get back into that place.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, let's leave it there. We'll talk more soon. All right.
All right, cuz.